KDJ's weekly picks on game day one are brought to you by Veolia and White Plains Hospital.
It's a quick turnaround to week 5, but we have an extended week 5 picks segment here on game day 1 presented by Veolia and White Plains Hospital. Let's get started with the biggest game on Thursday. Going to be a tough turnaround to go from Saturday to Thursday for these teams, but Scarsdale, undefeated Scarsdale, going on the road to North Rockland in a huge Class AA matchup. This is a good one. I look at the Scarsdale team, and right now, you don't really find a flaw. They have really good defense. They have a whole load of options on offense. Nicholas Ebner-Borst, Ryan Gilligan. They have a few backs that can run the football, but they're facing off against a North Rockland team that's hot. This North Rockland team, coming off that win over Cardinal, this may have been not just a turning point for this team, for this season, maybe for this entire program. And to do what they did at home, the ribbon-cutting ceremony to open up their stadium. North Rockland comes into this game with a lot of confidence off that win, and can they keep the momentum going on a short week? Jaquan Johnson has been awesome. 12 touchdowns total on the season in 5 games. He's been one of the best players in the section. I do think this is a very difficult game for North Rockland. I think Scarsdale finds a way to win. This Scarsdale team, it's hard to bet against them at this point. I said the same thing a couple weeks ago when they took on Suffern on the road. They're going to go to Rockland County, win this game 28-21. Another team that's got momentum, nothing but momentum for Fox Lane after beating Yorktown last week. But they have a very difficult matchup going against a Brewster team that might be the best defensive team, maybe outside of Ryan Somers in Class A in Section 1, and they have the numbers to prove it. 3-1 on the season in Section 1, allowed 20 points in those 4 games. They do have one loss. That is a 14-13 defeat to Mahopac in a game they had every opportunity to win. Trey Ficara has been stellar running the football, and Fox Lane, they've thrown the ball really well with John Chernick and Will Rudolph. Can Brewster cover Will Rudolph? That's really the question. I don't know if they can. I think Fox Lane goes on the road. They win this game 20-19. Big win for the Foxes as they, as we said, keep the momentum going and now getting a little extended time off going into next week. Biggest game on Friday night, one of the only games on Friday night with the holiday, Iona Prep taking on Cardinal Hayes in a rematch of last year's CHSFL championship game. A thriller, an unbelievable game. Iona Prep out for revenge, and for good reason. They're coming off the win over St. Anthony's. They're a team that has dealt with injuries, but they're figuring it out, and they're playing really good football. Julian Guzman and Crew Davis, just a dynamic combo out of that backfield for the Gales. Listen, they're going to face off against the best quarterback, I think, in New York State. My friend Mike Quick tells me Rich Beelan is the best quarterback in the entire tri-state for Cardinal Hayes. We saw him on full display last year. An absolute magician of a player. I think Iona Prep finds a way to slow him down just enough to win this game. Listen, Cardinal Hayes is always going to be in the championship conversation at the end of the season. I don't know if they're there yet. They're a team that always gets better over the course of the year. I don't know if they're that team, as we said. In this moment, I think Iona Prep, they're peaking right now. Iona Prep wins this game. Give me 28-22. That game is at Columbia University. You can watch it on Local Live on Friday night. Big matchup in Rockland County as Clarkstown North takes on Clarkstown South in their district rivalry game. Clarkstown North coming off a really good showing. Jack Cavanaugh, the quarterback for North, exceptional performance in the win over White Plains, but now facing up against the Clarkstown South defense that has been really good. Even in losses, the defense has been good. Last week, the offense didn't really generate much, and Riley's offense was on the field the entire time. Riley put up 21 points. They had opportunities to score more, but the defense kind of dug in and did what they needed to do, and they're facing off against the North team, as we said. That's very similarly Bills can throw the football downfield. I like South. I think South wins. I think a thriller, 24-21. Clarkstown South going to win the Supervisors Cup for them. Yorktown at Mahopac, another huge rivalry game. And this week 5 is loaded with great games. Yorktown at Mahopac. This game is on Sunday at 1:30. So not the night game, the best atmosphere maybe in Section 1 for Mahopac. They got to settle for a Sunday afternoon game. But Yorktown, as we said, they're coming in licking their wounds after that loss to Fox Lane in a game where they kind of had that game won a few times and then almost won it after the big touchdown for Fox Lane. They almost had a chance to win it on a Hail Mary, almost returned the kickoff for a touchdown. Yorktown is going to have to figure some things out. Caden Gonzalez, just an exceptional player. Did he get the ball to Tyler Galante enough down the stretch in that game? They are just a terrific combo. I think they're going to have to figure out how to do that. But really what they're going to have to figure out is how to keep Jack Clifford contained, because he's taken over this running back role, and this offensive line has been really good. They're very deep, and Mahopac is going to challenge them. I think Yorktown finds a way to win. They win 20-14 in this one in a huge game for Class A seedings. Another game for Class A, not for Class A seedings because it's a non-league game, but a rematch of last year's section championship game. That is Somers taking on Harrison. Now, Somers has been living up to all expectations that you'd expect out of a two-time state champion. Now facing a Harrison team that has dealt with injuries, but really played well defensively. This defensive line ranks among the best in the section. Obviously, Artin Delitimaj, Super 11 player, really maybe the best defensive tackle, defensive lineman in the area. He has been exceptional all season long. Drew Haynes is well on the defensive front. Can they figure out a way to slow down Somers enough to win the football game? I don't think they can. I think Miguel Iglesias and what he has done with Dean Palazzolo and this running game for Somers, I just think Somers is going to find ways to move the ball down the field, long drives, long sustained drives, keep Harrison's offense off the field. I think Somers wins this game, we'll say 28-14. Now, there's been some teams that have been asking to be part of our game productions and our game predictions, and that one of those is my man Frankie 9 wants Ketchum. So Ketchum is an interesting team right now because they are very quietly 3-1, and they are very much in the hunt for a Class AA playoff spot, because if you look at the two leagues, the way it works is the League A gets 6 teams in, League B, which Ketchum is in, gets 2 teams in. Ketchum's right there. But in order to be in the hunt, because they're going to have to win their final 2 games against Austin and probably against Mount Vernon to get in, they've got to win this week against Yonkers Brave, which I think they will do. They are a team that has put up as many points as any team in their league so far this season per game in their 4 contests. I think they go out. I think they take care of the Yonkers Brave. They win 31-21. So Ketchum will win more games this week. As we said, this schedule is loaded. I'll take Mamaroneck to beat Suffern by a touchdown. Pleasantville goes on the road and beats Nanuet. I like what Pleasantville did last week, and they've been impressive since they've really bounced back since that rough start to the season. I think John Jay's Fishkill gets their first win of the season against New Rochelle, and I think Stepanak gets on the board with their first win on Friday night. They beat Moore Catholic. Those are my predictions. What games did I miss? Give me your thoughts. Give me your predictions on Twitter, on Instagram. We'll see you out this weekend.